My mic's not right.
Welcome to the One Fall WrestleCast.
1 year.
1 year. Man.
I was not expecting the whisper.
What? The whisper is that's the gimmick.
Yeah,
How could I not do that?
It's been so long. It's been so long since we've heard the OG.
You told me to do it, so I did it.
I didn't mean to imply that we should do the whisper song in succession with this.
I mean, why are you complaining?
You see my podcast?
Touch my podcast.
Okay. Gentlemen, we've been doing this shit a year. You believe that?
It was actually more than a year, but like we missed a couple, so.
Shh.
You're giving away the trade secrets, Tom.
Realistically, though, our first episode did launch like Thursday of last week, right? Because I got like all the things from whenever like we shared everything, like on social media and stuff, all the little flashbacks.
I quit that social media, that is.
Yeah, what made you do all that, bud?
So remember that day Facebook was down?
Yeah.
I had a really good day that day. And
Really?
I realized that I could do that every day if I wanted to. So I have every day.
Good for you.
I can't say that every day was as good as those days, but I finagled the next day, realized that the Messenger app, which is how we communicate, was its own separate thing, and I didn't actually have to be on that page of toxic garbage to talk to you guys. So I just decided it was done. I deleted all the shortcuts to it and everything, and it's just I'm logged in there clearly so I could talk on the Messenger app, but I just don't look anymore. It's been really good. It's hard to like because I feel like I'm out of the loop on stuff a little bit, and like I hear it a little bit late. And by a little bit late, it's like I find out later in the day, whereas I was like connected. So now it's like, oh man, I found out like Colin Powell died. Like I found that out like 20 minutes ago, but he's been dead all day. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's overall better for my mental health, I think. And so yeah, that's good.
That's good. Good stuff.
It's very good stuff.
I love
Whatever
the
makes you happy,
toxicity
bud.
of the internet, pal. I mean, I
just don't like to get sucked up in it, and it's like I find that like I don't always, but I find that I can get sucked up in it, and it's like, well, that's not good. My time is more important than that. Than
yes,
these toxic idiots can't be. Yeah. I'm not the idiot whisperer. It's not gonna. I don't know what I'm doing. So
there's no point in engaging with the people of the internet, man.
No.
And they're here for one reason only, and that's not to appease your taste.
I normally don't, but at the same time, it's like I know they're there. But if I don't look at it, it's like, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. So that's really where I am with that. Speaking of very nice, very evil, Derek, you had asked me a question about why Danhausen is good, but bazooka light tubes are not. And
I'm interested to hear this because I obviously am a huge fan of the bazooka light tube matches and the Outlaw Mud Show shows.
So first of all, Danhausen is not an Outlaw Mud Show guy. He is a wrestler with a gimmick. Now, his gimmick is pretty out there. I will give you that. But all of the parts of his gimmick make a ton of sense. And let me tell you why. It is not illegal to have teeth in your mouth. There is nothing stating in the rules that they have to be your teeth. So Danhausen's finishing human teeth into his opponent's mouth. And when they're freaking out because there's other teeth in there, like that would be a thing that would freak you out, right? Somebody put teeth in your mouth, like, oh my God. But there's no rule against having teeth in your mouth. And then Danhausen gives them a big thing where they spit the teeth out, but they're just teeth. They're not tacks or anything, but they spit the teeth out and they go down and he does whatever his finishing maneuver is. And when they announce him, he's clearly like not a big guy, right? But in old school wrestling style, he's announced at over 300 pounds. He's not. He's like 145 pounds, soaking wet. Over 300 pounds. at least, oh no, it's at least 300 pounds is how they announce him. And then, I mean, his matches are good. It's a little like silly, gimmicky. It's a little too much, but he's not a top guy. It's not like it's not like he's the champ. He's basically the Al Snow character, but even better. And my wife is trying to distract me with her sexiness. And
we're talking Danhausen here.
Yeah, we're talking about Danhausen. Important. And that I love his online presence too. It's really good. He stays in character. He very rarely breaks character. Yes, very good. You'll be cursed. Curse upon you. I love it. It's just the whole thing for me just works. It's just silly enough, and it's so like, they're not putting him as like, oh, here's a guy who can take on Roman Reigns and beat him, right? That's not the gimmick at all. Right? He's not a world champion contender,
not at all,
by any stretch of anybody's imagination. But you know what? Every time he puts something out, I'm entertained by it, and I like it because it all makes sense. It's all very wrestling, and it's maybe a little too much gimmick sometimes, not enough. Because he actually is a decent wrestler. When he was Donovan Danhausen, you can go back and watch, but they're very indie wrestling matches. They're kind of hard hitting, aggressive matches, just like a tattooed indie wrestler. But the Danhausen stuff is super gimmicky. So I think at some point, hopefully he manages to merge that. He may need to go back to being like a heel or something. But I think the face paint is cool. I think he'd have to put on weight, obviously, and be a little bigger if he wanted to be a more major star. He's even too little for even AEW or anything like that. But in Ring of Honor, he's pretty cool.
That was a hell of an answer. That's way more than I expected. And even though we went on quite the ride through, at least you can't beat Roman Reigns and all this, I'm not really sure where you were going with all that. You're getting a little wild, Tom. But I just still don't see how it stacks up against I pay to see this outlaw stuff. You pay to see teeth in people's mouths.
I love it.
It's a fair exchange. It's not.
Look, there's no. Look, there is no.
He might have got you here, bud.
There is no rule in a straight up wrestling match against putting teeth in somebody's mouth. Okay, there's totally a rule against using weapons and hitting them with weapons, but you can put teeth. There's no rule against having teeth in your mouth. You have teeth in your mouth. The rules don't say it has to be your own teeth. Look, Danhausen explained all this, and the fact that I have to re-explain it to you just means that you're not as big of an indie wrestling fan as you think you are.
Yeah, I just think you're trying to go down a rabbit hole that just doesn't make sense.
I explained it logically.
That's fine, but the rules pertaining to the Outlaw Mud Show match specifically implies that this is a barbed wire rope match, a light tube rope match, a light tube match in general.
Right, that's stupid.
Fans bring the weapons match.
Right, and that's stupid.
No, these are all great things. It's the same thing as putting teeth in somebody's mouth. It doesn't make sense. You like what you like, and I like what I like, and we like it.
It's not a specialized teeth match. It's just it's a regular wrestling match. It doesn't conflict with the rules of Roman Reigns could put somebody else's teeth in other people's mouths. He could put teeth. He could put other human teeth in Brock Lesnar's mouth at Blood Money 5. And then spear him, and Brock Lesnar get all the teeth out. That's not against the rules. He's not going to do that, but that would probably make that show better.
I don't know if that would make that show better. That show's looking pretty good, pal. And
I won't watch it, so that's fine.
I mean, I will.
That's fine. Good for you. You can tell me all about it.
No, man. You told me it didn't exist in your universe, in your world, in your aura.
It doesn't, actually.
Well, it's going to fucking damn sure exist next week when we come in here and got to talk about it.
Don't worry, I'll cut it short with
that's where all the major happenings are going to be in WWE.
Yeah, doubtful.
Oh,
it's a glorified house show.
I'm over WWE. There's nothing there to watch. It sucks.
So wait. He doesn't want to talk about WWE. He's down on Danhausen.
Why am I here?
Why are you here?
You want to talk about Impact?
No, I didn't watch the Impact this week. I actually had more.
I actually have Impact news.
Oh,
okay. Impact Wrestling offers contract Lady Frost. Now, for those of you that are not aware of who Lady Frost is, she is a Pittsburgh original. man, she's good. She's not great, but she's good.
She's mid-card.
She's been on AEW Dark a few times, right?
Right.
Her and her husband, I think, are like a mixed tag or some shit like that.
Yeah, that'll work really well for Impact, actually. That mixed tag stuff.
Yeah, so I don't know about him getting a contract offer, but I do know that this happened, man. I'm listen, somebody that like I'm kind of like following behind the scenes, right? Is Lady Frost, because I know somebody that knows somebody, right? And
there's a lot of Pittsburgh originals.
But man,
wrestling.
Good for her. Like, listen, she cut a promo on Instagram the other day. Man, it was real good. Like, I'm really excited to see, what she can do with this offer. Because up until now, like I said, she's been on AEW Dark a couple of times, but having the ability to get out there and mix it up on a national television product, I think it's going to be a good step in the right direction for her, and hopefully we'll see her on one of the big shows here before too long, huh?
I mean, that'd be good. To have her out as a look. I'm only aware of her because she's a Pittsburgh original, right? She's been announced to be like, Lady Frost at Comic-Con and whatever else, and it's like, oh yeah, who's Lady Frost again? And then you look it up and you're like, oh, she's a wrestler. And I've seen her get beat on AEW Dark occasionally. But no, good for her. The more Pittsburgh originals on TV wrestling programs. Like if you look at WWE, you've got Corey Graves, Elias, Pat McAfee.
Elias is dead.
I don't like that.
Elias will be back.
He probably will be.
For him, I hope.
I hope so too. But you got.
He's going to come back as Conquistador Numero Tres.
Probably, it'll be stupid. But look, there was a point in time when Elias was cool. And I'm sure there's others that I'm forgetting about, but lots of Pittsburgh originals. In and out of Bruno Sammartino, obviously, greatest Pittsburgh original of all ever, one of the greatest ever. Still the record holder for longest title reign ever.
Listen, so
it'll never get beat because it's 20 years long.
It's funny though, because you bring that up, right? I saw a meme the other day that was like, I'm the greatest champion of all time. And it was a picture of Bruno holding the old WWF belt, right? And I was like, and then underneath of it had a picture of Flair and Cena and said, yeah, but we're 16-time champions. And then underneath it was the same picture of Bruno and said, so you lost the belt 15 times?
Yeah.
It's
a good way to look at it, actually. It's
different era. I mean, Bruno, my grandmother, God rest her soul, was the biggest fan of Bruno Sammartino ever. Loved it. Every time he was in Pittsburgh, she and her sisters, the loudest Italian women you have ever met in your entire life.
Listen, you just gave my whole argument credence right there. I was like, man, loudest.
If you could imagine full on loud Italian ladies, marks, straight up marks for the business in this, what was it, probably the 50s. Yeah, the 50s, 60s.
Yeah.
Holy crap. It was.
It sounds like your grandma had great taste.
My grandma was awesome. One of the best ladies ever. And she could cook. And man, was it fun. I miss her. It's been a long time. But
you didn't get your wrestling attitude from her, huh?
No. I called her a mark just now, Derek.
Yeah, you hate wonderful.
I love her, but I still call her a mark, Derek.
Good God.
But
Tom Savage, Top Guy Tom.
Top Guy Tom Savage. Look, heavy is the head, right? We said it earlier.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You can be the guy. You can be the man. You got to beat the man. Woo!
Oh, easy now.
Easy now.
We're gonna get into sexual harassment territory. I'm gonna get too deep on the Ric Flair pipeline.
Okay. While Walt's looking up something else, there's something I thought about that I want to address based on that. So Ric Flair was clearly set up in that to be the bad guy of that episode of Dark Side of the Ring, right? That was the he was the bad guy of the Dark Side of the Ring, right? And that's how they lay out these shows. Yes. It's always very the Chris Benoit one. If you go back and watch it, they sort of insinuate that maybe it was Taskmaster that murdered everybody. not exactly, but they trickle it out there as like it's a rumor, but and then like he wasn't available for comment, and it's like, what the hell? Can't remember his actual name, but he was Taskmaster.
Kevin Sullivan.
Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah. They like trickle him out there, and it's like so. This, I mean, not that what Ric Flair did. I'm not defending Ric Flair. If he did what he did, what that lady said he did, that it was bad. That's not right. You don't do that. That's wrong. Period. But they also like gave Dustin Runnels a redemption story, but he was fired for literally doing the same thing. Like he had more witnesses. Like he also sexually harassed and was naked and sexually harassed but they didn't mention that. Because Chris Jericho is the narrator. They didn't mention that, and they gave him a little redemption arc at the end. But whatever, it's fine. It's fine.
If you want to go down that road, though, you could say that Scott Hall also was cast in quite a terrible light. He didn't get naked, but he supposedly told another female flight attendant that they were going to perform intercourse together that evening.
Yeah,
and
that was the same one.
As we know from history between Jericho and Scott Hall, they kind of hate each other. At least used to have issues in the past. So, that might not be where... Tom, I came to fight this evening. I came confrontational. I'm sorry.
Like I said, I'm not saying that anybody was right in the whole thing, in all of the accusations. I'm just saying that they singled out a guy who... and they, if we're going to point it guys who did bad stuff on that flight, which is most of them, not most of them, but a good handful of them.
A good handful of big names.
And I like how they sort of dusted over the fact that like Mr. Perfect maybe drugged everybody. Like, he maybe roofied the whole plane. We don't really know.
Also, that's an option.
Right, like that was they glazed over that. Like maybe you don't want to speak ill of the dead, but he maybe drugged the whole plane. Like what? He may have been the catalyst to all of
may have.
It's like we're just gonna gloss over that. We're not real sure. It may have been the 3 carts of liquor that they trucked into that plane and had them all. Blah, 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 blah. But hey, I'm just I'm just a guy making observations.
I'm not sure who thought a plane full of legitimate 300-pounders should drink that much liquor at 15,000 feet or whatever it is.
Right, because even if like 5 of those guys get out of hand, these little ladies stop it?
Are gonna no, it's not gonna go well.
Yeah, like maybe like a couple of those guys on there could, but what's JR gonna do if
Brock and JR had the respect, should have at least at that point.
Definitely.
He was head of talent relations.
Well, I don't know. But anyway, Walt, what are we talking about?
Hey, man.
You've been doing a lot of research down there. What are we doing?
Listen, we got some stuff, man. A little something, a little smorgasbord of wrestling, if you will.
Well, team me up.
Okay, so Friday, gentlemen, lots of wrestling on Friday.
Yeah, there was.
Sure.
There was a lot of wrestling on Friday.
On secondary networks and secondary shows, and
I was up. I mean, I can't say
I was up too, but lots of shit talk though, huh?
I had it on. Yeah. That was the whole build of the week. You were like, man, there was lots of drama this week, but it was like, I mean, it was really just like, who's gonna win on Friday when they go up against each other?
So listen, right? So like, I'm real pumped with what AEW is doing. Okay, and I know that. Historically, I've not been very high on AEW, and we all know that, right? But like, real pumped on what they've been doing.
Mm-hmm. Well, so they finally have some good fucking talent.
You and this again. But that's exactly it. They have some good fucking talent, right? Yeah. But here's the thing, right?
Like, they were lacking all along.
I really like Tony Khan, and like,
he's got his days.
I like what he's doing. And I like what he's trying to do. He's trying to do the impossible, right?
Yeah.
Bro, shut up. Like,
Yep.
Just shut up, bro.
Oh, man. Are we all in agreement? How did that happen?
Like, so this week, he comes out and he says that he's got legitimately fractured ribs from Junior Dos Santos. It's like, bro, that's a fucking work. You don't have broken ribs, okay?
No.
Like you're trying to work the boys, and maybe he does have broken ribs, but I'm willing to bet that he doesn't, right? And it's like, come on, bro, you don't have broken rib. Junior Dos Santos is a former UFC World Heavyweight Champion with knockout power in both hands, and he is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt. Like, yeah, he's a big, powerful man, but I'm telling you what, there is no fucking way that they did not rehearse their improv spot at the top of the thing. Like, anytime Tony Khan's going to be involved in something, or Vince or anybody like of that nature, it's got to be rehearsed, man. You don't just pull something like that out of your ass with somebody that's never been in the business. Like, come on, man.
Well, otherwise you end up like Vince McMahon when he got real mad and stomped out and tore both quads.
He did that to himself. He's an unsafe worker to himself.
He just sat there in the ring and yelled at everybody.
He's still pissed. Now I'm even more angry.
That was one of the best.
Triple H, get me my wheelchair.
That was one of the best, like, points. That may be the best. If you can go back and watch that clip, it's just the best clip in wrestling. It really is.
It's hilarious.
It's the best one.
I'm not sure though why Tony Khan would try to make this an angle. I mean, it's kind of stupid, you know. Obviously, we all know this is a work. I completely agree. It's definitely a work, and it doesn't really sell me anything on Junior Dos Santos. It doesn't make me respect his abilities anymore. That you took out wiry Tony Khan.
I don't think it's got anything to do with.
Well, then what was the point of the angle?
I think it's just
our team took out the owner.
That TK is trying to put out there that he's a big tough guy that's not afraid to get in there and mix it up with a UFC champion.
He's
like,
not a big tough guy.
I can take it as man.
But that's what I'm saying. This to me feels very Napoleon syndrome. Like, I'm out here, brother. I'm Tony Khan. I got body slammed by a UFC champion. He broke my ribs, but I'm still here. Ho ho ho. I imagine that's what Tony Khan talks like.
He's probably going to come out there and talk about his broken ribs.
We've literally seen Tony Khan live. That's not what he talks like at all.
Oh, sure. I'm sure he sounds just like this.
Oh yeah, let me tell you something.
Hey, by the way, I think it's really cute. Did you guys plan that?
Did you called earlier?
Did you text each other and say,
"I'm gonna wear my Macho Man shirt, and you should wear your Macho Man shirt"? And
that's exactly how that went.
Yeah, but listen, I'm jealous that I'm left out. But like, if I had a Macho Man shirt, they don't make Macho Man shirts in fat people sizes. So like,
why you're macho?
Gotta make sure you talk.
You are the macho size.
Listen, I could get that same,
brother.
I could get the same shirt Tom has, except it's got a nacho bowl on it instead of sunglasses, and it says Nacho Man.
The Nacho Man.
That counts. We'll take it.
I mean, I think that's good. I kind of want
shirts.
I kind of want that shirt now.
I mean, I don't know if that really exists, but it'd be funny if it did.
I'm not opposed to nachos or that thin of a man, really. Where am I? I like food. If nobody could tell.
Oh, dude, I went and had wings today for dinner with the wife.
Fuck, I want to go out with my wife. I just want to go out. Yeah, I really am actually. So much. I went to baseball. I coached baseball today. You should be surprised.
Yeah, you're in a good mood for having to coach today.
Well, the boy scored some runs. He got some hits. I coached first base, so that's my favorite thing to do is coach first base. It's the best thing. You don't really have to do much except tell kids to run. And honestly, there's really nothing better than telling kids to run. I'm telling you right now. Sometimes they fall down. That's hilarious.
Oh shit. So listen, but seriously though, Tony Khan, right? Like, dude, just shut the fuck up, man. Like, enjoy your success. You don't need to be this way. And I think that like the fact that he continues to do the things that he's doing and saying the things that he says kind of is very reflective in the way that the talent approaches things too, right? Where like everything's a pot shot at WWE. And like it was cute. I'm just over it, man. I really am.
It was cute 2 years ago. It's
like
2 years deep now. They're 2 years deep now. It's been
and they're giving him a run. So like you don't need to trash talk at every turn, twist and turn. Man, and so much so Eric Bischoff even came out this week and said something, and he was like, "Hey man, if it was me, if Tony were to call me and ask me for advice, he's like, I'd just tell him to shut up and wrestle, bro. Like, doing too much talking. It's like you're putting on a great show. You're competing well. Like you've put yourself in a position in 2 years that you're a viable competitor to WWE. It's like, just shut up. Just shut up.
I mean, their ticket sales are great. Honestly, truth be told, as somebody who's been to WWE shows and somebody who's been to an AEW show, it's a better show. Like, it's a better live show.
Yes.
I don't know that it's necessarily a better wrestling TV program every time, but the show, to show up and see the show, it's a better show. It's better put together. There's more crowd interaction. The crowd's more into it. Justin Roberts does a fantastic job during every single commercial break, not only keeping you engaged in what's going on, but like, they make sure you know what's coming up next. They make sure you know how much time it is before you come back from commercials. Before it's very like well put together, and it's a well-oiled machine. And you can tell that like in the last 2 years, they really put a lot of time, effort, and thought into that. And that's really the strength of the program, because I feel like that comes through in the show, right? Like that really comes through. So, and that's one of the things that you're kind of lacking with WWE, especially in the post, like, sort of the whatever dome era.
Thunderdome.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm like, I was calling it the Silver Dome. Like, that's not what it is. Brother. Yeah. In the post Thunderdome era, like, where like it's like, are the fans involved? Do they care? Like, sometimes like even WWE like edits whereas I feel like AEW primes the pump with the fans to be like, you're gonna cheer about this, and this. Here's this guy, yeah. Here's this guy, boo. And they kind of prime the pump a bit. With WWE, it's like, we'll post production make it what we want, and it feels less legitimate a lot of times than when they do it that way. So I think they've done a lot of good things. They've really taken it to look at it where AEW was 2 years ago versus right now. It's like leaps and bounds. But I agree with you. It's like they need to shut up and stop taking pot shots at WWE, because it's not the same product, right? Like, WWE is clearly sports entertainment, and they're a wrestling show, and like, they need to embrace that. Their main competitor is really the other wrestling show, which is NXT. I mean, although NXT really, even though they changed how the lights work, like, it's pretty much still kind of the same show. They put some bigger boys on there, but
yeah, I was about to say, honestly, it's kind of gotten to the point where there's Cameron Grimes and a couple other guys, and that's about it that I recognize anymore. Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, and
Braun Breaker's kind of cool. He's
he's cool. I mean, but I never knew who he was until NXT 2.0.
And brother. I like what's the other guy they like? He looks like Edge, and he's
Von Wagner.
Von Wagner. He's his in-ring stuff's very good. I think those are guys they intend to push and change their names. Like with Batista, like we had said before. I think that's certainly the case, because ain't nobody going onto the main roster with those exact gimmicks, but they're going to get new gimmicks once they can actually wrestle and appear on TV. They're going to get new gimmicks and they're going to be superstars. They really are. Pending some kind of unforeseen thing, they'll be superstars. And I really think that's WWE's wheelhouse, is the ex-wrestlers, the ex-football players, the strong.
They want huge guys. They don't want Ricochet level guys.
Right. And I feel like that's really what Triple H was trying to do. And that's why they have had a hard time building anybody for the last few years. It's like,
but then that brings up the argument, though. Like, what about those of us that like the guys that like?
But now there's two.
And then turn it on Wednesday. Yeah.
Now there's two products again. And now it's like, man, like, I like Roman Reigns, and he's an ex-football player. I love Brock Lesnar, right? He's an ex-football player. I love that Attitude Era stuff. A lot of those guys are football players, and Kurt Angle, clearly, Olympic gold medalist, broken freaking neck, love that stuff. That to me, The Rock, ex-football player, right? That to me was like, those guys are super duper stars. So for me, that there's like, I love that element. If there's a show that's about that, like, I'm going to watch that in that sports entertainment aspect of it. I may not watch 6-7 hours of it, but I will watch 2 or 3 hours of it for sure. And then, but I like work rate wrestling too. And if that's what AEW is, I'll watch that too. Like, those are different shows. Like,
totally agree. Yeah.
Like I love Star Wars, right? Love it. Great thing. I'll watch The Mandalorian, but I also like Marvel. I'll watch Black Widow. I'll watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Are they similar things? My wife would tell you it's the same stuff, that action sci-fi BS, but it's to me, it's different flavors, and it's like, I like this and I like this, and I'll have both, please. It's like, do you want a cheeseburger? Yeah, tonight I want a cheeseburger. And then it's like, well, but do you want wings on Friday? And it's like, yeah, I do. I want wings on Friday. Like, give me the wings on Friday. So, and I feel like that's maybe what I'm gonna start to get. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, reflecting back on the last 2 years, I really feel like WWE kind of was like in a weird transitioning period where on NXT you wanted to have these smaller guys, and Triple H wanted to play to the indie crowd and have those big, flippy do, as we like to call them here, matches.
Or even just the work rate matches with like Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, Johnny Gargano,
sure,
Tommaso
yeah,
Ciampa,
exactly.
like
Smaller guys that can work their asses off.
Yeah,
and
I think
main
there's,
roster.
I think there's a spot for those guys. I mean, I think there's a spot for those guys on WWE all the time. Those type of guys for sure.
Yeah, but we're not getting any love for those type of guys.
No.
Once they make it to the main roster, then Vince just kills them, because that's not what he wants. That's not what he's here for, and that's fine. Because now we have options. Well, it is about him because he owns the damn company since the
not
beginning
really,
of
though.
time.
He's just the chairman now. He's actually
that's true, but still, he makes all the
stockholder
decisions.
anymore.
Let's not play coy here. We all know that he's the
right.
one making the card here every week when we go in.
He pulls the strings for sure.
But now, I like where we're going now, that now we have defined options. Whereas before there were just options, now it is completely defined, where if I want to watch sports entertainment and I want to watch dudes hitting other dudes with big dudes, as Tom enjoys, I'm going to tune in on Monday and Friday night. SmackDown, Raw, whatever. If I want to watch some up-and-coming big dudes that are eventually going to go hit the other dudes with themselves and other dudes, I'm going to watch NXT 2.0 on Tuesday night. If I want to watch, some work rate, flippy-do, awesome wrestling matches, some good storylines, I'm tuning in on Wednesday and Friday. Plus, I got CM Punk over there. And, if I want something in the middle, it's Impact. Impact is also great, fellas. And MLW, as we've been talking about in recent weeks.
MLW is great. I
really
We're really in a renaissance of wrestling here lately. It's so much nicer that we can just take it in packages and say, okay, well, this is this. And if I want to watch this, then I'd tune into this. And that's fine. I'm finally coming to terms with that's great. That's exactly how it should be.
I agree with I can't believe I agree with you, but I agree with you in a way that like it really, like, I feel like everything wrestling came out of, like, I mean, clearly we're still sort of in a pandemic, but they came out of the pandemic like boots on the ground, running hard, and everybody just really was just like, all right, we're gonna make our product the best that it can be. And it did a lot of things that like the economy did, whereas like everything had to slow down, everything had to stop. So everybody, instead of just being in that constant mode of like hustle and trying to keep up and trying to catch up and trying to catch this or do that, everybody hit the brakes and said, what's actually going to work? What's actually good? What's actually our strength? What's actually our weakness? What should we cut out? And what should we push? And I feel like we're sort of in that, like everybody's rejuvenated from finally getting a rest after just like pounding the pavement for so long. It's like they got a rest for a little while. It didn't have to really get like everybody was just, they just hung out in Florida, right, for like a year and a half. They just they weren't on the road. They weren't maintaining road schedules. They stayed in Florida. They worked out. They met their nutrition goals. They dialed in their nutrition. They dialed in their workout routines. They got married. People took time off. People did. Everybody took care of them. There was a lot of self-care that went into it that hadn't been a thing for quite a while, and everybody came back better. And we as wrestling fans are all better for it, right? And then WWE, who had just been sort of hoarding talent through and doing nothing with them, finally, broke the Walt sees something. Finally, let the dam loose, and now it's like we got major stars showing up everywhere, and it's like, well, now everything's fun to watch, and there's more good TV.
Absolutely.
What do you got, Walt?
So somebody tweeted at Bischoff earlier in 83 Weeks, talking about Tony Khan and he just needs to shut up and wrestle, right?
Mm-hmm.
This guy tweeted at Eric Bischoff. This is coming from the guy that did the same thing Tony's doing now back in the 90s and early 2000s. LOL. Well, Bischoff replied to this tweet and he said, except I was actually competing, not pretending to be. Big difference.
Oof.
Shots fired.
Oof.
I can't argue with him.
Also, right now, if any wrestling show was getting the numbers that WCW Nitro was getting, and even when they were losing in like 2001, like, yeah, they were done by 01.
Yeah.
But I mean, those were still 4 or 5 million views. Like those were like Nitro was getting 5 million people a week.
Yeah.
Like WWF was getting 9 million, but they were getting 5 million, and it was like, good God, both of those companies would kill for 5 million viewers for any one of their. They would literally kill. Like Vince McMahon would kill somebody for 5 million views. I'm 100% like convinced of that. And TNT would tell Tony Khan to kill somebody for 5 million.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Tony, you have to kill him. What?
For sure.
We'll get 5 million views if you kill him. You have to kill him.
Shad would just go find somebody to like. I will die for your son.
Oh, for sure. Oh, look, that's the AEW.
Listen, I'll pay you $5 million to your family if you let Tony kill you. Okay.
There's plenty of AEW fans that would be happy to die for that, but I'm not there.
So, like, so this brings up the question, right? Like, is Tony actually pretending to compete, or is he actually competing? You know what I'm saying? And the guys, I think you summed it up when you said, "Hey, there's something for everybody's appetite," right?
He's not competing. It's a different product. It's like I said, Star Wars is not competing with the Marvel universe right now. You know what I mean?
But are they? They're competing with them on a business standpoint, where
they're owned by the same. They're
cash
owned by
talks
the same,
and bullshit walks. I mean,
they're owned by the same thing.
Yeah, but I'm talking about
AEW. All right. Well, if
I
you
know.
want to pull it back into wrestling, though, Bischoff actually has a black belt. He's actually competed competitively in karate and whatnot, and was actually, trained somewhat in the ring. Not to say he went through the wrestling schools, but he took bumps. He knew what he was doing as far as that went, enough to at least be dangerous, is what I have to say.
So listen, I'm just going to cut you off, all right? Because Tony Khan doesn't want to be an on-screen guy. So if you don't want to be an on-screen guy,
then stop making yourself one. All right, thank you. So we're on the same page. Why are we even fighting?
100% on the same page.
All right, then.
So I think the question is, are they even competing? Because there's no, I don't think I think that maybe AEW is technically still going to be competing with NXT for those work rate, like the viewership, at least for the time being, right? I think that AEW is in a weird spot, right, from where they started to where they are now, because they still have these guys who are work rate kind of guys, but they're still a little too much. Like Cody was very much the face of the company 2 years ago, and he has go away heat right now, and he's going to continue to have go away heat. I think even if he turns heel, he's going to have go away heat. I would imagine Cody will be the first member of the core to sort of either just take a backstage only role or go somewhere else. Right, go back to Ring of Honor, go back to, oh God forbid he goes back to WWF, but go back to WWE, right? I think he would be the first of those guys. I do think that AEW is going to and is in the process of outgrowing the Elite. And they were sort of the cat, and I'm talking about the original Elite, like being the Elite, like Hangman Page.
We've talked about this,
but I mean, I think this week, truthfully, to me, kind of proves that more than anything else. I think they're in the process of outgrowing the Elite, and I do think that's going to happen probably sooner rather than later. Maybe not all of them. The Bucks and Omega may hang out for a while longer, but I do think, I mean, Hangman's back, but
man, I can't agree entirely with you, but I see where you're going with this. And if anything, I would say Cody is going to be the one that is most primed to, not primed in a good way, but he is going to move on from the Elite. I think the others will keep it going. Cody's trying to do this grown man stuff where he's out here doing his own show, like Ms. and Mrs. He's doing Wipeout or whatever the talent show. I don't know, whatever he's doing.
Listen, good for him. He's making big moves. He's trying to secure the future of his family, right?
Yeah, right.
But that doesn't do anything for the rest.
You can't flip around. You can't flip around and want to say that you're Dusty Rhodes' kid whenever you're fucking out here. You're playing wrestler at this point.
Right.
And that's why the fans are booing him, because that he's running around here playing wrestler. And the fans know that, and they don't respect that part about him.
No.
So dude's a clown on that piece too. And that's really all I got to say about Cody. Fuck that guy.
But I'm just saying, yeah. I mean, that's my point with that is just that like it's becoming, like we said, it's a different product, and the guys who are the elite, who the guys were started, like it's AEW is becoming the work rate type of like, but it's got like good fucking talent now. And it's becoming that like work rate level of wrestling, and now but those guys who were not necessarily the work rate guys, they were the indie guys, because it was the indie show before, right?
100%.
It was the indie show, and it's
100%.
not the indie show anymore. They're bringing in guys who know how to work, know how to wrestle, know how to get in there. I mean, good Lord, they have Bryan Danielson and Adam Cole. I can't wait for that matchup. When's that going to happen? Give me that. Oh, we had that in WWE though, but like, give me that again, please.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
I'd watch
5
it
more
again.
times.
I'd watch it a million times.
I'd watch it 10 more times. Let's just have them feud over the title, please. Let's do that. All of that. Give me all of that. But that's where they are, right? Like that's where we are, and they're just going to continue to get more and more of these work rate guys as WWE continues to evolve, sort of back into their roots of like football players and big dudes, and just like big guys who can get themselves over for being big guys. Still don't understand Braun Strowman's release. It still blows my mind. He might go to Impact though. It seems like.
Yeah, I did see that.
But like that could be that's sort of the thing. Whereas like AEW might be that work rate, but like they would probably even eventually get a lot of those work rate guys who were top guys in WWE, like Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson now, and add to that with everything else. And I think that pushes out the Young Bucks. I think that pushes out maybe not Kenny Omega necessarily, because he can be a work rate guy, but he's not like, he ain't Adam Cole, baby. And it certainly kind of doesn't leave room for Cody. Maybe not for Hangman either. The Bucks,
they're about to put the belt on Hangman.
They probably are, but we'll see.
Oh, they are. Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to say that I'm in his head, but I'm just saying.
Well, I think they were going to put it on him in the last pay-per-view. I think they were going to put him on in the last pay-per-view, and he just wasn't there. Can I say though, they did a thing though where they brought out that thing for like Sheeta and her 50 wins, and then she got beat.
Yeah, they did the right fucking thing.
Oh my! You and I were talking about it like oh my god, they're just gonna I can't believe they're doing this. What a bunch of crap this is. Why are they doing? And then they beat her. And it was great.
Don't get me
started.
Yeah,
we talked about that last week. Serena Deeb. She came in.
Don't get me started.
Yeah, that was great.
Don't stop.
All right.
Moving on. What we got next?
What else we got, Walt?
So all that leads me into this, right? So Friday night, AEW and SmackDown went 30 minutes against each other, head to head. 30
minutes.
And both sides are claiming victory.
I mean, WWE won. It was like 700,000 to 500,000.
Right, but then Tony Khan came back and said that it was like 385,000 to 210,000 in the demo.
But
demo doesn't matter.
So nobody else has eyeballs. I feel like the demo is so overrated, because like the demo that you want are not kids watching TV. What is it, like 18 to 35 or something?
18 to 49.
That's what you want, because they have the money. They have the money that will buy the advertised products.
Nobody from 18 to 35 watches television. So what's the
on a Friday night?
On a Friday night, nobody from 18 to that, like that's insane. I mean, I'll be honest. I had wrestling on Friday. I mean, I guess I'm in the demo, but barely. Like,
all three of us are very much in the demo, pal.
Just barely.
And
it's just
I'm
us.
fairly certain that all three of us were sitting in front of our TV on Friday watching wrestling.
I was actually assembling some things on Friday, so it was on, but I was like assembling furniture, like I would assemble a little chair, and a table. But it was I mean, yeah, but it's like that's it. It's just guys like us who are watching it after their kids go to bed. There is nobody who's 18 or 25. I was not home at 25.
I was at the bar.
Or what? How? Wait. When did I have kids? 28. Yeah, no, I was not home at 25 on a Friday night. Are we kidding? Like, good Lord.
I was at the bar.
No, yeah. Or like out with my wife at my friend's house. I had friends over. I was not like, oh, let me watch television. Like that's a like, oh, let me watch television is a very much like my kids are asleep. Let me watch television and get something done.
So, like, that very much kind of just circles back to like what I'm talking about, right? Derek, you made a comment about the demo, and that's where the money's at. It definitely is competition. It's competition for money. It's competition in business. It's not so much about the product that they're putting in front of us. They're competing for the dollars. They're competing for the money. And I think that's the part that has to make us decide on what we want to watch, right? Is who's competing for our money more efficiently.
Okay, so I completely agree with what you're saying as far as the money goes, because absolutely that's where it's at. It's where the advertising's at. That's where the dollars are at. That's where the dollars are actually going to be spent are at. They have jobs. They have money. They want to spend it on things. Here's what I was thinking, though, is back whenever we heard about the 83 weeks that WCW beat WWF straight for 83 weeks, did they beat them just in the demo or did they beat them overall?
I don't think they beat them in the demo. Truth be told, I don't.
But they didn't even mention the demo because at that point it didn't matter. So we can't just cherry pick our stats if that's what we want to do. I'm fine with AEW not being the top program in the whole thing.
Wow.
But
I don't have to talk anymore. Derek, keep going before you're going, because that's I agree.
I'm fine with them not being.
What is going on tonight? Y'all two are agreeing on everything.
Whatever Derek says is right. Just go with that.
Jesus Christ. I'm so confused right now.
This is what happens when it's live. We like each other.
You're confused.
Where
You're confused.
Derek fucking agree on everything.
You're confused.
Why don't we even do this show anymore?
What is going on?
What is happening?
I'm confused.
What is happening? This is absurd.
This is absurd. I need to tune myself into Dickhead Derek again, I guess. I don't know what's going on here.
No, Dickhead Derek's a dumbass.
Yeah, I get lost too easy in that. I'm just the right frame of mind. I'm feeling like a spark plug.
Ooh,
firing good off stuff. Yeah.
What he's saying is that, you know, his brain's working pretty well tonight, and he feels way less stupid, which means that he agrees with me. Because let's face it,
I'm not gonna lie, that's actually where I was going with this. So, yes.
So at the end of the day, guys, do we really care that AEW and WWE went head to head? Because let's be honest, we all found some way somehow to watch all of the product.
Also, both of those numbers were abysmal. Let's not beat around the bush. It was like 700,000 versus 500,000, and it was beyond that. It was 700,000 on FS1, which I'm sure was great for FS1. Truth be told, like that's probably the highest rated segment on FS1 in that time slot for the entire year. There is no way FS1 is hitting 700,000 viewers ever during the year. That's just not possible. And with AEW, but they're still on AEW. Rampage is on TNT, and it did the same number that it did last week for the most part. They're within the same. It's the same number, so they're not even the same people watching these shows. Right? The people who watch Rampage are not the people watching SmackDown. There's no SmackDown into Rampage number. There's no carryover. It's a different product. And like Derek and I were saying before, the audiences are set in stone. The trick is to build your own audience now, not carry over and pull audience from one from the other. There's almost 8 billion people in this world right now, right? We're approaching 8 billion as a species. Like 5 billion of those. Yeah, it's a species,
I love that term.
People that can stand up and buy a television. What 500,000 of those maybe 500 billion of or 5 billion of those have access to WWE or AEW at some point, maybe. I mean, they're way missing the mark. Like a lot of people that they're not getting to watch these shows. So, they both have some work to do because they could both get 1 billion views a week if they only, had better advertising.
Yeah. So, hey, at the end of the day, man, like we're winning, right? Wrestling fans, we're the ones that are winning, and I don't necessarily know that we would have all agreed on that 8 months ago, 9 months ago. As a matter of fact,
we were
didn't.
losing 9 months ago.
Yeah.
As wrestling fans, because everything was lowest common denominator. AEW sucked. WWE sucked. All the other indies, Ring of Honor sucked. Impact sucked. Major League Wrestling quit. It just wasn't a thing for a little while. NWA would quit. It was, it sucked. Eight months ago, it sucked. It was hard. It was a slog. I don't want to watch Raw. I didn't want to watch SmackDown. I didn't want to watch AEW and watch botches. And it was all trash. It was like, God, I can't watch 5 shitty shows a week. And now they're good shows.
Yeah. Listen.
Put on good shows.
Tom, we have to come to peace with the fact that little dickhead Derek had the quote of the show.
That's okay. I have peace with that. He's had a good show.
We are within a wrestling renaissance right now. And I, for one, am enjoying it thoroughly.
It's nice. It's so nice to turn on wrestling and it be good. I feel like the last time that happened was like 2018 for a little while.
Like my DVR runneth over.
Yes. Yes, the Bible jokes make the jokes. DVR runneth over. Because 8 months ago, I'm going hungry.
Oh man, Tom pushing it one more. That was great.
One more step.
Hey, so speaking of one more, apparently a WWE writer said that Paige is one bump away from a wheelchair.
I felt like we knew that like years ago. But
I feel like they're really doubling down on it right now because all this rumor that she's trying to come back or she might try to get out of her contract and go to AEW and all that good stuff. So
we don't want her. No, we're not interested. Like, get over there, do your OnlyFans.
God, how are you doing good? And then all of a sudden,
I just don't care about Paige, man. Like, I feel like she brings a dark cloud of drama with her.
Did you eat a stupid gummy?
No way, man. No, I'm not saying that I hated her matches back in the day. She's a great performer. She was a great character. Yeah. Loved it.
I love Paige.
But I'm not interested in the baggage that comes with it right now. I'm not. I don't care.
I want that.
It's not worth it to me. That's not going to make me want to tune in on a Friday night. Is it you? Are you seriously going to tune in on a Friday night for Paige after she's been there for 3 months?
Yeah.
It's going to be just like CM Punk, where it's like, oh, well, he leads the show every night, and here we are. Every night.
I tuned in.
It's cool at first, but like, guys, I need Paige is not the answer. Please stay away, Paige. Please don't do this. Go to Impact. Do stuff over there. You can be the new Dixie Carter. It'll be great.
I'd be fine with that too. Look, Paige's run as the SmackDown commissioner.
Yeah, awesome. Do that on Impact. Stay out of my AEW.
She could do that on AEW. Look, she could do that, and like she could be. I would be wherever Paige goes, my eyes will follow. Is all I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah, it's like that, huh, pal?
Mm-hmm. Oh wow.
Mm-hmm. It's like that. No, yeah, I'm doubling down on that. Yeah, wherever Paige goes, I will watch to see what happens. Although I don't think
even if she goes to Women of Wrestling. Are you going to buy an independent wrestling subscription for that? Because
that's a good point. Because I won't.
So you can totally share your credentials with me.
Maybe we should buy that with all of our. That we could just tie it with the earnings that we get for the podcast.
I mean, it should be tax deductible.
I mean, it should. Yeah.
It's all tax deductible. I'm deducting.
Tom's got to stop swearing so much for us to make money, though.
Oh, you're one to talk. I haven't had a swear word all night.
Bro, you said fuck like 15 times.
I think you're speaking of yourself, sir.
That was the third time I said it this evening.
Totally no.
I only say it when I'm talking about the talent, the good fucking talent.
Tom only uses positive fucks, not the negative ones.
No.
Speaking of negative, right? Are you guys hearing?
Are we gonna talk about Sasha Banks again?
Are you guys hearing this bullshit that the WWE is gonna change Cameron Grimes' look?
Yeah, I did read about that. I'm not interested.
I'm into the billionaire bumpkin. Can we please not?
Yeah.
I feel like if he's going to come to the main roster because he's a WWE guy, but they're going to change his gimmick. And with this gimmick, they're probably going to change his look. Man, I liked, honestly.
He liked the first iteration of
Cameron Grimes. I loved the first iteration of Cameron Grimes.
Yeah, you talked mad shit on that Halloween Horrors match with Dexter.
That's because it sucked.
It did suck, but I know it also made your guy be in a bad light whenever I was a big Dexter fan back at that point.
Yeah, that's fair too, Derek.
Yeah, but I mean, truth be told, like, I'm really, like, I'm interested to see, because look, if they can give anybody chicken shit and he can turn it into chicken salad, it's this guy, right? Like, so even if they give him something and I'm like, oh man, but I really liked XY iteration, it's like, maybe I'll really like this iteration because maybe I just like this guy, right? That's really where I am with it. So my thought is that, like, I'm willing to wait and see. I'm on the fence about it because my first thought was, oh man, the billionaire bumpkin's good. Like, it's so worked, right? That whole, all the vignettes, all the backstage stuff, and even the matches were good. And like, you gotta hand it to Cameron Grimes. Like, he's a WWE kind of guy with matches. The cave-in looks great. And when he first came out, he was dangerous. He was a heel. I'm Cameron Grimes, and like, he was just insane, and it was great. And I feel like if they sort of marry that, like, initial iteration of him, and then the, like, billionaire bumpkin sign it, kind of that, like, because now he's a babyface, right? I kind of,
yeah, but his mic work has gone way up. Not that it was bad to begin with, but it has gotten way better.
His work rate was good when he showed up, and it's only gotten better. And his mic work's gotten better. Everything about him has been. If you want to, like, look at, like, a developmental, like, what's supposed to happen in developmental, you look at Cameron Grimes. That's what's supposed to happen.
Sure.
You go from where he was, which was good, and then better. We had a bad story, but that wasn't his fault. He did his best with what he had, and he did a good job, but his mic work got better, and then it better. Worked with Ted DiBiase, one of the best ever. Did great. Was great. Yeah, I mean, that could have worked on the main roster. That would work on Raw. In fact, that would super work on Raw. You know, they got the 3 hours. Just give him time to, like, talk, run around, do stupid skits, and then let him have a match every now and then and cave in somebody, whether it's, you know, a chicken shit heel thing or a dangerous heel or whatever. It's cool, and I like it. So we'll see. I have a lot of high hopes.
All I want is Cameron Grimes to go to the moon.
I agree with that.
I'm all in on that guy. I hope that they don't fuck this up. I am into the billionaire bumpkin. Like, it's so much fun. And he can go, man. Like, no doubt about it. He can go. And he can go in, like, a non-WWE sense, too. You know what I'm saying?
He can both work great and just do the WWE thing, though.
So, like, I'm hopeful.
The one thing I'd be worried about him coming up to the main roster would be if he were to get the 24/7 championship. I hope it does not happen. That would be the kiss of death, and I feel like that's kind of iffy that it could happen because, you know, it's not Vince's guy.
He's not that tall either,
right? He's
like 6'1".
He's perfect for that Reginald type size guy.
That's all right.
Hold on, let's let Walt look this up. We're live, people.
Not right.
We're live, and I'm happy to let Walt look this up.
I don't think he's that tall. I don't know. I don't think
he's 6 foot.
He's about the same height as LA Knight, and yeah.
No.
Yeah, he is.
LA Knight's a big boy.
Well, he has his top hat on, so I guess that's probably that probably threw things off a little bit.
Oh, okay. I'm a liar. LA Knight is 6'1".
Oh.
How big's Cameron Grimes?
He's 6 foot.
Oh, okay.
I don't necessarily know that I see that way.
What in the hell kind of Twilight Zone episode is this?
That's wild. That's wild. Listen, I'm high on LA Knight too, man. I hope they do right by that guy.
I love his mic skills. His in-ring's fine, but I love what he.
He brings a lot to the character.
Give this man the microphone. Let him do. He's DMD, but he's LA Knight.
Hey, listen. I just looked down at my paper and like this jumped off, and I have to. Bro, Goldberg is going to be on Blood Money 5, right?
I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
we haven't seen him, which has just been glorious.
It's going to be so bad.
Wait, where's that Bobby? Where's the Bobby Roode music? The glorious.
I'd have to, and then I'd have to do the thing, and then the thing, and I would just miss my cue, and it just
Of course, when I was a young man of wrestling, I loved me some Goldberg streak action, but
of course you did.
That was
give it
up. Years ago.
Guys, it's freaking. This sucks. This is a Vince iteration coming back. It's like, oh, it's gonna be good shit.
Fuck Goldberg.
I mean, Goldberg was like only sort of good. Like in his prime, he was like a 5-minute. He was Hulk Hogan at 40.
Oh yeah, he was
He was
never
30.
a good worker or anything. He was just a showpiece.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not a good worker?
No.
No, Jeffrey Penis would sure agree with you.
Oh, this is it. I didn't see this, but I'm really happy that you brought this up because I want to know what he said because I loves me some Dolph Ziggler, aka Jeffrey Penis.
So Dolph said that working with Goldberg was the first time he ever thought to himself that he was going to die in the ring.
I could see that. I could see that.
He said he'd never thought about dying in the ring until he was working a match with Goldberg.
Didn't really have to sell. It was actually, oh god, he's gonna drop me on my head. I'm gonna die.
Was he selling in this story though? Like, is this a lead up to Blood Money 5? Or
I think this is a legit comment from Jeffrey Penis.
Yes, he's that guy. He would love it if WWE fired him. Oh my god, I feel like he signed a 30-year contract like 10 years ago. He signed like a 30-year contract, and he's really just been like, no, what did I do? He made a deal with the devil, and it's just been bad.
Yeah, poor Dolph.
Yeah,
he's much better than.
I really feel like Dolph could fit in nicely in AEW. I would like that.
Poor Nick Namath. His brother's there.
Yeah,
I mean, he's only requested his WWE release 47 times.
Like I said, I feel like he signed a 30. He's the only one on a 30-year contract.
Yeah,
he's probably still getting $7.25 an hour. They're just doing it by the hour. They don't even pay him by the match.
They pay him.
No, you had a 10-minute match this week, bud. That's about three. Yeah, we'll give you $5. You can get one of them $5 footlongs. Somebody's got a promo. You're good.
They don't. They don't anymore. Yeah, he's on an hourly wage.
Yeah, it's not good.
He signed a deal with the devil. He lost the.
He had to sit on a plane beside my father. So, and let me just say, my dad does not fly first class. It's coach. So Dolph isn't getting the treatment. He's on a commercial, normal consumer flight.
Saying your dad
on the lowest class.
Saying like your dad farted on Dolph Ziggler or something like that. Is that what we're?
He wasn't really sure who it was. He was very confused, and he texted me at one point and was like, "Who is this?" I was like, "God, that's Dolph Ziggler." Oh, really? Somebody told me he was like a wrestler guy.
He's a very distinct looking human. Like there's it's not like
apparently he was very covered up. Hood up, glasses on.
Mask. I'm sure he had a mask. You probably had a mask on. Yeah.
I think it was before masks. I think it was.
Oh, it was that long ago?
Very much before that, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Man, so this was years ago.
Right before masks. that'd probably been the last time he went to Vegas. It was right before, COVID really set its claws into the world.
Was really the rage in the cage.
Yes, just ripped our spines out of Christmas and holidays and all the good stuff.
Speaking of spine rips, we could play Mortal Kombat.
Yes, we can now. Yes.
Now that you've unboxed your PlayStation 5.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm totally going to rip your spine. I've been working on the fatality, actually.
I figure this is going to be a shit show. It's gonna happen. We'll live stream that later whenever it happens.
So for those of you that don't get to see behind the scenes, right? This has been a thing that Derek and Tom have been talking about for a few weeks. Is playing Mortal Kombat 10 on the PlayStation 5 because Derek finally caved and bought a PS5. And yeah.
I would have beat him on Xbox, but now he's got a PS5 and it's free with PS5. So
yeah. Plus, I don't want to get achievement when I actually have it on my card. Long story, not wrestling related. Doesn't matter.
No.
Hey, so
still gonna kill you
with our first live stream, right? Like, kind of what I figured we would do is we would just, hit match of the week, and then we could just kind of after that just shoot the shit about matches that we enjoyed all week long, and if we have any viewer interaction out there,
we'll
answer.
Do we have viewers?
Questions and we got a couple.
Okay, I'm not looking, so I don't know.
We got a couple. We've had
viewers.
We've had a few throughout the thing, but our analytics on the page here are not working very well. So I don't know what the hell I did when I set this up. But our first live stream, I mean, you got to expect a couple hiccups. So hopefully by the next time we decide to do this, I'll have that worked out. So yeah, but I was that's what I figured.
Do this live every week. It's the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, it's absolutely the same thing.
Just let it go.
It's fine. It's easier for everybody.
We
so we doing match of the week? We do match of the week.
We had a year of practice. We're good now.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's get into match of the week. There was a lot of good matches this week, guys. Like, hey, calm down over there, Bobby Fish.
That's what I was working on. Thank you for noticing.
You're welcome. But a lot of good matches this week, man. I did not get to indulge in all of them. I just simply ran out of free time. But the ones that I did get to watch, that I kind of cherry picked a few, I thoroughly enjoyed. And what a piss poor time for him to decide to just fucking leave.
That's okay. I could talk for a long time.
Oh, so he posted in the big chat, right? Did you see this, Tom?
I'm looking at it. Emergency P.
Yeah, nice. But that's not in our chat. That's not in the private chat. That's in the big chat.
No, I like that. That's good. Leave it there.
Here, I'll show it for later viewers. Derek had to pee. Like, we're getting into like the match of the week part of our show that we do every single week, right? And he just chooses now to go to the bathroom.
He didn't choose. The Lord chose for him.
Like, I don't want him to miss your match of the week because, like, what if it's something that he's into? You know what I mean? And then, like,
it's not.
You guys agree on something again? Like, you guys agree on something again, I might go vomit.
Well, I don't want you to vomit.
Well, I don't like that you guys are on the same fucking page today.
I don't know that I do either.
It's very strange.
It's a little strange.
It's very strange. Hey,
do you like my Bobby Fish mustache?
I like your Bobby Fish mustache.
I've tried to let it go. I usually clip into this, and I've tried not to.
By the way, I really like your beard this week. It looks very, very prim and proper, if I must say so myself.
I did some work.
I mean, you still have the second best beard on the show, but that's okay.
I mean, agree to disagree, but I did some work this week, especially because I made sure to leave these here. Especially here, is really for me, oh man, look how good that came out. Yeah. For me is really this is the hardship, like this, leaving this long for me, because it'll get to my mouth. I hate that.
Mine comes this way.
Yeah, mine goes,
drives me nuts.
It'll go just down and then over my teeth. It's terrible. So like it was if you've noticed, I've been playing with it with my greasy Italian fingers for the whole show, so that I could do this. But that's just an honorable mention, actually. So my honorable mention this week is Bryan Danielson versus Bobby Fish. And yes, I know that Bryan Danielson actually did have a better match this week with Minoru Suzuki. He did. That was a better match. But you know what? That wasn't a match for me.
Oh, so you were into that though?
No, it was great. It was really good. They beat the hell out of each other.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Is Bryan Danielson a top guy?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's okay for Bryan Danielson to go and have an Outlaw Mud Show match with Minoru Suzuki.
That wasn't an Outlaw Mud Show match.
Okay.
There were no.
It's not okay for John Moxley to have an Outlaw Mud Show match with Minoru Suzuki. But Bryan Danielson's a top guy, but John Moxley's not a top guy.
Moxley was a top guy this week.
But it's okay. But it's okay. You're going to give DB a pass, but you're not going to give Mox a pass.
Man, why do I have to explain this to you guys? I feel like I have to explain wrestling to you guys every fucking week. It's like I come in here and it's like, look, guys, this is how wrestling works. And you fucking marks should just agree with me because I know how wrestling works. And you guys are just a bunch of fucking marks. So listen to me now, right now, because now I'm pissed. So hold on. You're going to let me pour some beer. And then I'm going to explain to you why you're
pour a little something.
A little something. A little something. IPA.
Oh, I like those.
Did you set me up for that, or did you know what I was drinking?
I knew what you were drinking. I saw you crack one earlier.
Good for you. Good for you. Anyway, I'm going to explain the ins, guys. Why? Minoru Suzuki, a guy known for just laying shit in, right? Like, that's his thing.
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
Laying the shit in. Why is having a match with Minoru Suzuki whether it's a top guy thing or not a top guy thing? Well, if you're John Moxley, Nick Gage also lays shit in because he maybe wants to kill you. And he's more of a psychopath than a wrestler. And it's bullshit, really, because like you shouldn't, if you're a top guy, want to work with this guy because he's probably going to hurt you. Minoru Suzuki, by the way, John Moxley worked with him because Minoru Suzuki probably wanted to hurt John Moxley. And you know what? At that point in time, I maybe was rooting for Minoru Suzuki to hurt John Moxley. But with Daniel Bryan's also a guy who lays his shit in, right? He's for lack of a better comparison, he's the Chris Benoit of this generation without the like brain damage and the homicide. So for Bryan Danielson to work with Minoru Suzuki and have a better match. Look, here's the other part of that. Like the Moxley Minoru Suzuki match that was hyped up was nowhere near this match, right? Nowhere, not even in the same stratosphere. They just tried to hurt.
I'm not going to argue with you about that.
It was not the same level. It was not top guy shit. Minoru Suzuki's an old man, right? Bryan Danielson can make anybody look good, and Suzuki lays his shit in hard, right? And that happened, and that was a great match. And they both laid it in hard. It was a better match because Bryan is the top guy, Danielson is the top guy.
John Moxley.
Mox is like
top guy shit.
There's a top echelon of like 15%, and Mox ain't in it.
Now there's Daniel Bryanson.
Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, whatever. Fucking who knows? DB.
No,
he's not in that top 15% either.
No, no. I disagree with you on that. Anyway,
I mean, and then what do you always say? One of then if you agreed with me,
Point being, that's not what we were talking about. This is not even my match. Part of it, it's an honorable mention.
I listen. I just wanted to make sure I slid that in about Moxley, pal. But wait all week.
Mox had a good week though too, so I can't be that hard on Mox. But anyway,
you know why? Because he's a top guy.
Okay.
Also, I'd like to just point out that forearm that Minoru Suzuki put in on Daniel Bryan was just fucking vicious.
It really was. That was It made me gasp too.
Yes.
It definitely made me gasp.
That was legit.
He caught all that. But no, my honorable mention is actually Bryan Danielson versus Bobby Fish, which especially the end of that match where it was like a back and forth heel hook, other heel hook, knee lock, knee crank, like back and forth. And like there was even like right before that happened, there was like a top rope suplex, the superplex. And it wasn't as long of a match. And I feel like that's maybe why it's more my style of like runner up match of the week for me. Because it really, like, the pacing was really good. Bobby Fish looked great. Bobby Fish is great.
Yes, absolutely. I mean,
Brian,
you remember we come in here when they released him, and we were like, I can't believe that they released this fucking guy.
Right? Like, he couldn't have been making that much money. Like,
no,
what the hell? Dumbest idea. Like, so anyway, loved that match to death. That was like, for me, one of those things where, like, as I watched it, I'm like, this was fantastic. There was a pay-per-view quality match, and it happened.
We had a couple of those this week.
We did, and the other one, and for me, the one that took the cake because they tried to steal the show, Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn. I love both of these guys. If you've been watching what I say about anything, it was great. Sami Zayn did everything great. It was fantastic. Sami Zayn played his character to a T. They worked together perfectly. Balor won. That pace was quick as hell. That was a Balor pace match. You could tell they probably went over it. And we are going to see the Demon King probably at Blood Money 5. But still, I can't. I mean, everything, like last week, it was like, Balor versus Cesaro for me. But this week, it's Balor versus Zayn. It's really just, it's all coming together. And I'm ready to see it. I'm ready for it to be. I feel like because he's going to go from the Prince to the Demon King. I don't know how they're going to, but it's going to work. And I'm ready for a new character, and I'm ready for it's just all gonna mesh, and it's gonna feel good. And they're setting everything up right. They're putting all the breadcrumbs in and all the right seasonings and all the everything, and they're just ready to feed me a delicious meal. And here we are. So I'm all about it. And Balor versus Zayn. That's my match of the week.
Dope. I really enjoyed that match, bud. Like. So we keep coming in here and we keep talking about Sami Zayn. We keep saying the same damn thing. Dude's on the run of his career right now.
Of his career.
And like he's the type that doesn't need a championship. Like when he had the IC belt, it was fun. But like
that was good because there was two for a little bit, and he was like, I'm the real one. And it was it was so fucking good. And that was when everything sucked, and like he was like a highlight of
he was definitely a highlight.
He was a beacon on a hill.
And I like what he's doing with the Mysterios too right now. He's kind of playing the wedge. Like, I'm into it, man. Good for Sami Zayn. I enjoy watching him, man, for sure.
Give him, and he's had a lot of time too, which is good. And it's not so much about him being on top or whatever. It's just like about giving a guy time and make it entertaining. And he's doing. Here's time, and then it's like next week. It's like, well, here's a few more minutes. Here's a few more minutes. Here's
it definitely feels like a guy that comes across as having a little bit more creative freedom than others. He comes out there and cuts what seems to be not totally 100% scripted promos and does really well as far as his character worked, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I feel like he gets more time every week, whether or not it's part of the main story is sort of like not necessarily the thing, but like every week it's like there's a little more Sami. And then a little more Sami and a little more Sami. And you know what? I don't hate any of it. It's like,
sure.
Just do that. Just give me more. Let him talk and then let him wrestle. And then, make it 8 minutes this week and then 10 minutes and then 12 minutes and give me 15 minutes. And then, it can bump back to 10 minutes or whatever. But like, give him that 10 to 15 minutes every week and let him entertain me. And that's what he's doing. And he's doing it with other guys who are top guys like Finn Balor, who also get 10 to 15 minutes a week. It's what they're doing there is I like it, and that's rolling down the right path in a very sneaky way.
Yeah,
and it needs to continue.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Derek, what's your match of the week there, pal?
Well, fellers, I'm gonna sound like a little bit of a broken record here because I feel like it was the same match as I picked last week, but guys, I got to go with Dante Martin, Malachi Black.
That was a good one.
This match right here, Dante Martin is getting the push of a lifetime. And I feel like whenever we went to AEW in Pittsburgh,
somehow
we
he's getting pushed and
saw
beat
the
every day.
beginnings of this. We saw what was coming from Dante Martin. And this singles push that he has been on, the kid can go. Does he have his faults? Of course. He's a young guy. He's fresh into the business and all that. Man, the guy can work. He can do some huge spots. He hangs with Malachi Black. And he even got a little respect at the top of the ramp. I kind of feel like maybe down the road, there's going to be an issue of, hey, why don't you come join me? And we could be good together.
Yeah.
And, that could be a thing.
Malachi Black keeps talking about his House of Black, so.
Mm-hmm.
You can't build a house by yourself.
Exactly. And very well could be the first guy to enter into this partnership and is a hell of a future in front of him.
I love it.
It's God, Derek, what the fuck is going on this week?
I love it. Right, but listen. So
what's going on?
I used to sit here and I used to talk about how great Aleister Black was and how underutilized Aleister Black was and why is Aleister Black sitting in catering. And Derek would sit up there and he'd say, "Duh, he's not that good. He's not that special. I don't understand what you do in this guy."
Said, what's going on this week, man? What's going on?
And now, the last 3 weeks, man, Malachi Black.
Yep.
What you got, pal? Huh?
I know it, man.
I want to hear you. I want to hear you fucking say it.
Look, man.
I've been wrong. I've done my research on Dusseldorf, Germany. It's coming back that it's a hell of a town, produces a ton of quality wrestlers, and I should have known from the start. That's what it is.
I want to hear you tell me that I was right.
No, I like that. No. Let it go. I like that explanation.
It's the Pittsburgh of Germany.
Oh,
it's Dumbledore.
Oh, Derek.
That's what it is.
God, Derek is fanboying for me right now. That's it. That's all this is. He doesn't want me to kill him in Mortal Kombat that bad. I will try not to. I can't juggle you as bad in MKX as I can in Injustice 2. But so I won't.
It took me a year, but I finally found my niche on the show. I'm finally, I've found my people.
It's
unbelievable.
We're your people.
Yeah, we're your.
No. Oh, yeah, only sometimes. Only when it works for me.
That's very heel of you.
Fucking guy.
Get my Bobby Fish.
I'm a tweener. You never know.
Get my Bobby Fish mustache going.
Just depends on the mood of the week. Well, what do you got?
Disappointment. That's what I've got.
Fantastic.
He was so sure we were going to tear each other's throats out live.
I'm so disappointed.
It didn't happen at all.
Walt's so sober. We didn't get him to drink any of his fight liquor.
He is. He's like, there's.
I'm not. Listen, I'm not that sober. I'm two hefty pours into the turkey.
The turkey's good, but
not much of a straight turkey drinker. I would never say.
Oh, it's so fucking good.
Nah,
I don't think it is.
The straight turkey's pretty good. The straight turkey's not bad.
Maybe straight SoCo, not straight turkey.
Ew.
What is wrong with you?
I'm normal. Yeah.
On that
SoCo on ice.
On
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
Match of the week.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Walt.
So I really enjoyed, Malachi Black and Dante Martin. It was really good. Enjoyed it.
It was Ruby Soho versus the Bunny, wasn't it?
I was into that too. It wasn't a great match, but it was good. I mean, it competed closely enough with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar's contract signing segment on Friday.
Got some eyeballs.
So but for me, my match of the week was on Friday night on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks.
It was good.
It was a good match.
It was good.
Sasha Banks out here doing top chick things, bro.
Jeez.
She came out this week. She said, I'm not a heel or a face. I'm whatever I want to be. Hey, good for you, Sasha. You
And
know,
I take breaks so I can stay on.
yeah,
top.
and then I can take breaks so that I can stay on top. Hey, man, she's got her formula figured out. It works. Listen, I'm excited to see Sasha, but I really like the little wrinkle with Bianca Belair costing big time Bex the match. Going into Crown Jewel, getting ready for the little 3-way action down there. We'll see what happens. But I tell you what, man, if it's up to me, if I'm the booker, if I'm the guy with the pen, right, Sasha Banks is winning this title on Thursday all day, every day. Like, that's where it's at right now, because Becky's going to Raw, right? Bianca Belair's going to Raw. Sasha Banks is staying put, pal. She's going to be right there on Friday night for your viewing pleasure every single week, looking like a top star, carrying that gold around, doing top star things.
Until she wants to take a vacation.
Listen, how good is Sasha Banks? Like, for real.
So good.
Sasha Banks is the greatest female performer of this generation.
She's no Bailey, but
that's fair. She's not Bailey, but
she's not Bailey.
Derek, like, Sasha Banks, man, just tell me how much you love Sasha Banks. Like,
I love it when she takes vacations. I wish I could take as many vacations as she has. She's such a trendsetter. I wish I could just jet set around the world while I was paid millions by Vince to sit at home and do nothing because I have a bad attitude about the business. It must be nice.
She doesn't sit at home. She takes vacation.
Well, that's true. Yes.
Hey, listen, she's got accrued PTO and, like, these are
she's accruing PTO. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
All those days as champion, apparently.
She should be
problems with
the millennial champion is what she should be called. The millennial champion. That's her.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hey, wait. I'm a millennial. Fuck you. I got to work.
I am too, technically. I hear it from my people at work all the time. It's bullshit.
I'm an elder millennial.
Because, exactly. We're elder millennials. This is bullshit.
No.
We don't have the same.
You're not. You're in the meat of it.
Hell no. No, son.
No, Walt and I are year one. You're like, what fucking year were you born?
Well, he's like 15. So he's like right in the prime.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Oh, hell no. No.
My baby
sister, a little guy.
My baby sister was born in 86. I said to her, hey, what are you, like 10? Until she was like 30. So, anyway, Walt and I we're fucking almost 40. We're fucking old as shit.
You're old fucks. You have no idea what's going on in the wrestling business right now.
Yeah, I do. Sasha Banks is over as fuck.
Yeah, you take your Sasha Banks and
she gets pops. She gets John Cena-esque pops.
She gets Vince pops, which are edited in after the fact. That's what she gets.
Listen, Sasha Banks is fucking over, pal. She's the
over.
blueprint, the gold standard.
I know, man. I know I'm in the minority, but I got to sit here and defend my point. I'm sorry, guys.
Till Bailey comes back, and then Bailey's gonna.
I hope Bailey beats the shit out of her, Karen Bailey.
Nah, God, I hope
Karen Bailey is
freaking wonderful. I hope they're friends. Oh my God, it's so good. It's. I continue to follow okay, so I quit Facebook, right? But I still have a Twitter to share like my.
You got the Twitter?
I got that Twitter machine. The special truth thing, Stern Precious. God. But it's like you just follow Bailey on Twitter, and it's just like, oh my God, like what did Bailey say today? Let me look it up. And it's like you can actually like I search her just to be like, what did Bailey say? And then I'm like, I scroll around a little bit. All right, fuck Twitter, and I throw that shit out, and I'm like, back to life. Life is good. Look at my new HD camera. How fucking good do I? God, I
look real good, pal.
I
love it other than the autofocus. I'm not gonna lie. There's a couple points.
Yeah, that's a little
stop autofocusing.
Well, it's because I'm doing this. It's too much of this. Watching.
You're so animated.
Yeah, I'm too animated I should shut that off. I really should. Next time, I'll shut it off. We'll see how that goes because I move too much. My arms are too much. But I think that's the show, boys.
Yeah, man. Overall, great show. Thanks everybody for checking us out. That's for sure.
Hey, we had some live watchers.
We did.
Nope. Nobody said anything. They didn't want to interrupt us. They were like, these guys are too fucking smart. We can't really. I don't want to compete with this.
So next week, I think we kind of talked about maybe doing this all the time, huh?
I mean, you don't have to edit it.
Promoting the shit out of it.
I mean, you don't have to edit it, and it's just like on YouTube, and like It's just you can move it to the other platforms, and it's just here. Here we go.
Yeah,
Live and wonderful.
no doubt.
Jazz fingers. Oh, here we are. Yeah,
So
it's great.
Hey man,
Spirit fingers.
it was good. I had a lot of fun. I like doing this. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully next week we get a little bit more user engagement, watcher engagement, and we can kind of have a little overtime session here and just, talk about what fans want to talk about, stuff like that. And, we can even incorporate it into the show. But, I do promise, folks, if you watch us and you interact with us, we will talk to you at some point, because that's kind of what this whole thing's about, right? It's just getting out there and building on a little community and enjoying wrestling, because that's what we're all here for, right?
Especially if you're mean to us. Come be mean to us next week about wrestling. Don't be vulgar and be bigoted.
Be vulgar to Derek.
But I mean, look,
I don't care. I'll take a view for a view.
Vulgarity is fine. Don't be like bigoted and like none of that. But if you want to tell us, if you want to tell us we're assholes, that's the.
I am an asshole.
So, Walt, you're the sweetest man I've ever known in my life.
He really is, and he tries to sell it. He's such a dickhead.
I don't know. I don't understand why the people you work with think you're just.
Look at that hat. Nothing cool could ever come from a mind wearing a hat such as that.
I mean, the best hugs I've ever received in my entire life were from Walt, and I
just expect to get in the back of Walt's car and tell him where I want to go, and he's going to drive me there. And then charge me an exuberant amount of money to get there unsafely.
It's fine.
I can't wait until you're in front of me, because I just want to punch you right in your fucking face.
Derek, has Walt ever hit you?
No.
Yes.
He's never hit me either.
One time he threw me into a closet.
That's fine.
That was in college. It was deserved.
Was it your closet?
No, I think it was Day Day's.
Oh, okay. Well,
shout out to Day Day if you still listen, or if you ever listen, or if you still know Walt.
Well,
does Day Day do you guys keep in touch?
I don't even.
We've talked a few times.
I don't even.
Listen, bro, he's doing his thing. I'm doing my thing, man.
Yeah. We had our moments, but
He's married with kids. I'm married with kids. We live on.
Now we're adults.
It's good. It's all good.
We had our growing pains growing up.
Were you in college or was Walt in college? Were you both?
I was in college. He was just.
I was in college.
Were you taking classes at that point? Yeah. Okay.
All right. That's an important.
I lived on Walt's couch, and then he lived in my basement. Kind of went
These are all real things.
Yeah. For many years, this is how we worked.
While we paid rent in other places.
I never lived with neither of y'all, so it is what it is. But
it's for the best.
I do live in this room.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time down here too.
It's nice. It's nice.
All right, let's wrap it up. We're live.
Yeah,
we can't get too off track.
It is what it is.
No, but it's whatever. They're going to shut it off anyway.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
Hey, but anyways, hey, if you're watching us on YouTube, you know that we exist. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Listen, and if you're here, you're still here, you're watching right now, hit that like button. Help us out.
See.
Let's get us up. I can't see. I don't know what the hell I did. I don't know what the hell I did.
Smash the like button.
But I can't see anything. Everything, the live analytics are showing is playbacks. I don't know what the hell I did. I've got to investigate some settings.
Are we even live?
We are live because I've.
Yeah, it says we're live now. Hold on, let me see.
I've checked. I've already checked.
We are.
Is everybody checking that we're live right now? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yep.
We're live.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, now all of a sudden our analytics want to work.
Ta-da! It's because nobody was here before. It wasn't that it wasn't working. It was just
no. It was I've got playback analytics in front of me that are showing 0 concurrent viewers when I know my wife watched for the first 25 minutes of the show.
Thanks, Lindsay.
Thank you, Lindsay.
So,
I still need to meet her. Can we go to dinner, like
Yeah.
as couples? We
Yeah,
can
we
bring
can
our
do that.
kids. It's fine.
Oh wow,
Like,
fuck you guys.
Like
Yeah,
my
that's
kids, you
good.
can come too. Look, you can look.
No, it's fine. I
Is
don't
your-
want to
is your
interrupt.
kid-
You got a
Is your
thing
kid
going.
good? Is your kid good at dinner? You know, it doesn't matter because my kids. Like,
Yeah, she knows how to eat. Yeah.
Look, here's the thing. Like, my kids are super good about it. So, like, let's go to Permani Brothers. I'm sorry, I'm really just dragging this out right now but I'm gonna continue to do it.
hey, check us out on both Twitter and Instagram at @1_fall WC. That's ONE.
We'll set
Yeah,
up
man.
dinner later.
Yeah, we can talk dinner after we go off stream. Hey man, this was awesome. We're gonna talk some more off stream about what our plans are moving forward. Apparently, I feel like it's unanimous. We're gonna just kind of do this, and when Monday Night Raw lets you down, man, just we'll be here for you. We promise.
Yeah.
So that's the thing.
Monday Night Podcast.
Yeah, little Monday Night Podcast. So
500,000 viewers.
with all that being said, I forget my tagline.
One fall
Like,
WrestleCast.
It's been like 9 weeks since we recorded a podcast, and it's not. I had a really long week, guys.
One fall WrestleCast.
With all that being said, thanks for hanging out. It's all love. We'll catch you next week. One fall WrestleCast.
Peace.